fellow Toastmasters, and most especially Adam. I want to thank you for the inspiration that you gave us today. Did everyone here also feel inspired? The objective of this particular project, which is one of the specialty speeches in the Advanced Manual, was to identify and understand the basic differences and similarities between inspirational speeches and other kinds of speeches, to learn how to evaluate audiences' feelings and establish an emotional rapport, and to develop a speech style and delivery that effectively expresses inspirational content by moving the audience to adopt your values. Don't you believe that he met those objectives? And it was a very wonderful way of presenting an inspirational speech. He started off with a very clear structure, a letter to his children, Charlotte, Elodie, Joni, Samantha, and he brought that back in a close. You saw the structure clearly throughout his presentation, and you could feel his love and caring for his children through the messages he chose. It also could have easily served as an icebreaker because we learned so much about you in the process. Did you also reflect some of the other things that you were hoping to do so? For example, you wanted to work on your vocal variety. Yes, you were able to bring in vocal variety. There were many times in which your voice was soft. We could have felt the fact that you were talking to your beautiful four princesses. And yet, there were times you used another person's voice. Oi, Chinito! Or, son, run! We got that. And it was a wonderful opportunity. There were probably some additional opportunities for broader gestures because you were using the prop of your letter. And yes, we could tell that you weren't really reading the letter. You made good eye contact. It was clearly a prop. And yet I think it held your hands and your body language closer in because you had that. So if, while you were working with this prop, is to talk with your other hand and to bring that other gesture out. Perhaps as you shifted from decade to decade, is to take a step in this decade to the next decade. Or to turn your body and yet at the same time still create eye contact with your audience so that you're marking each decade. There is one other question I have to ask, is whether or not there was a way to perhaps even make as much of an impact with less material. Because I sort of felt overwhelmed. There was a do and a don't for every decade. That meant there was 8 points. So that's something to consider. It was a wonderful speech. We were all inspired, and I am looking forward to your next one as well. Thank you.
Thank you.